Hello, diary followers or readers, or just hello, how are you? It's Renee with another diary entry. I hope you're doing well. We're in the first week of the new year, and we're going to start it off with a crazy topic from my past that results in, that's my dog sighing in the background. If you heard that, that's Olive. So the story that I'm going to tell you, it's not a story, it's true life that was something that happened when I was younger, and I think that results in some of the trust issues that I have as an adult. And so let's get into it. Okay, here's the scoop. So, I don't know how much I spoke of my childhood or my parents and my upbringing and all that. So, I'm an only child, and my mom and my dad were married for, I guess, maybe 7 years or so before they separated and divorced. And my dad moved away. He eventually, a few years later, he did remarry a woman with 3 children. And I would see them, for visitation and all that. I was on the New Jersey Turnpike. My mom and him, they would meet halfway because he was 2 hours away from us. And I would be dropped off and exchanged on the side of the New Jersey Turnpike. Very strange, right? But anyway, that's not even my story. So they divorced. I lived with my mom, and she eventually met a man, and they moved in together. We all moved together. Me and my mom were on our own for a few years, and then this man, who is now actually my stepfather, okay? And this was in the mid to late 70s when they met and got together. He and her, they bought a new construction townhome. That's where they're at now, that I'm actually cleaning out their hoard situation. And my stepfather has 4 children, 4 boys. So my mom and I moved in with him in this townhome. And I was probably, I'm trying to think, so 9, 10 is when, my age is when we got together with him and, started, I guess, a mini family. His boys lived with their mother because they divorced when they were young as well. And the mother had custody of the 4 boys, but my stepfather would have visitation rights, and we saw them every weekend. So we moved into this townhome, and I was in 6th grade when we did that. So I was 12. And then a couple of years later, I'm going to say I was going into 8th grade, if my memory serves me correctly. My mom was working full-time, and my stepfather, then it was her boyfriend, he worked full-time. So it was the summertime, so school was over, and my father at that point and my stepmother and her 3 children, they were living in California. So I actually flew out there by myself to spend the summer with my father and my stepmother and my step-siblings. When I came back in I guess it was August, because school was going to be starting in the beginning of September, I came back to where my mother had moved out of the townhouse, left my stepfather and married another man, all without me knowing, not having any indication of what was going on while I was gone. I was picked up from the airport and told that we were no longer living with my stepfather, which was her boyfriend at the time. And we were living in a house in another town, and I would be starting a new school in a few weeks. And then was told that I have a new stepfather that she married while I was away. So, as a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, I'm pretty sure I don't know if I was starting high school. I don't think I was starting high school. I think I was starting 8th grade. And it's funny because I called my mother this morning and I was asking her, like, when did you marry so-and-so? What year was that? She couldn't remember. She's like, I'll have to think about it. And she's like, why? I said, I'm just trying to remember, like, what age I was. But I'm pretty sure I was not yet in high school. It was either between 6th and 7th grade or 7th and 8th grade. I tend to think it was the latter. I think it was going into 8th grade. So yeah, that's where, that's an indication of like, okay, my trust issues that I have because, as a young kid of divorce, there's many reasons why your parents get divorced. My dad, when they were married, he traveled a lot through work. And I remember that my mom, I believe, was seeing somebody when he was gone. I'm trying to, that's when I was very young. I'm talking probably like 6, 7 years old. Sometimes you think your memory is fuzzy, or if you made something up, or if you dreamt it. But I'm tending to think I didn't dream it. And then I know I didn't dream when I was in California and I came back and I'm living in a whole new town and going to a new school, and my mother got married and that's somebody that I don't even know. And I'm like, well, what happened to then her boyfriend, but now he's my stepfather because they got back together. So let me digress and go back. So I get home from that trip. My mother unloads all this on me, and I'm supposed to be starting a new school in a few weeks. Well, in the last few weeks of that summer, my now stepfather, their sons actually came over to the place where we were living at this house in this other town. I think my mother was having regrets, and it's funny because my now husband was best friends with my stepfather's sons, and that's how I met my husband, because we all kind of grew up together. So long story short, at that point, I never went to that new school. And in a few weeks after me coming home, I don't know what made her change her mind, but she and I went back to now my stepfather's, the townhouse. And yeah, it was so bizarre, and it was so like hush-hush. It was so hush-hush to where her mother, my grandmother, had no idea up until a few years prior to her passing away that my mom actually left my stepfather now, at that time, the boyfriend, and married some other guy. And it was told to me to keep it a secret from our family, her mother, her sisters. It was just crazy. I mean, I'm like, 10, 11, 12 years old, if that's like the age range I think I was in, that I had to keep this massive secret to myself. and not talk about it anymore, or talk about it at all to anybody. She had a different last name. She took this guy's last name, and I couldn't tell, my dad. I couldn't talk to my grandmother about it. It was just like a hush hush type of situation. So yeah, it's just crazy. So I think, the trust issues that I have actually, originated in, my early childhood, middle school, even prior to that, elementary school, with her, I think, having an affair on my dad, when he was away. And then they get divorced. And then here's my mom meeting a new man, and, he was good to her. And then the next thing I know, we're not with him anymore, and then they get back together. So then fast forward, they lived together for the longest time, not being married. So my mother got an annulment, I believe. Okay. That happened. I guess like right after she went back with my stepfather. But my mom and my stepfather, well, at that time, he was her boyfriend, live-in boyfriend. They lived together, and I lived there with them. They lived together for like decades, and then they actually finally got married in 2001, her and my stepfather now. So, yeah, he's been like a father figure to me from, I guess, the age of 8, 9, basically, is when she met him, and ever since. And it's just so crazy, like, for a kid to have to keep a secret like that. I have the trust issues with my husband now, to where I don't think we'll ever be together again, and I'm divorcing him due to stuff that he's done and kept secret from me. And I gave chances upon chances, but I don't think I can ever trust him, and I don't really trust anybody. The only person I can trust is myself. And that's kind of a sad way to feel. When I first married my husband, I had the absolute trust in him. I never doubted his word, never doubted his actions. It was like to the extreme, like, I went overboard with trust, and then now it's like, I'm not going to trust him or anyone ever again. And, hopefully I can get over that with the therapy that I'm doing, but I don't know. Hold on. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm sorry. My mother was calling me from the hospital. So, hold on. She was calling me again. I think she called me by accident. Okay, so in regards to her, she's still in the hospital. It looks like she's getting released today. However, my stepfather is not helping her and doesn't understand anything, and she doesn't want him there when she comes home. So now I have to tell him that he has to go down to their shore house with the dogs, because she has another complication. She actually she tore a ligament in her foot, and now she's in a boot. She can't walk or put weight on it, and she's going to have surgery on it. So the dogs need to be walked, and he's not going to walk them. She can't walk them. They have to be down at the shore house to where there's a fenced-in yard that he can let them out. And the other thing is, he upsets her to where then she gets worked up and she can't breathe, and then lands herself in the hospital again. So this is going to be my day today. Help me. Help me. Anyway, so that's the story of my trust issues. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you would handle that. Like, do you think therapy is going to help me? I would love to have trust in people, but I only can trust myself. When you're little and you're told to keep secrets, that your parents are telling you to keep a secret, and it's a pretty big one, and I kept it. I never mentioned it until, very recently, with my therapist. And, I don't even think my kids know, um, what had happened back in the day, you know? So it's a lot, but, what do I do? I just keep plugging away, and I gotta keep working on myself, and that's all any of us can do. Anywho, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you enjoyed this vlog, this story time, this true life shit show of a story that I had happen with me or to me or, in my past. And there's going to be more as I get more comfortable sharing the information. I don't want to put people on blast and, cause problems or drama. But yeah, that's something that has stuck with me for a very, very long time. And I wanted to get that out there. And if you've had any trust issues or any childhood trauma or anything crazy that happened to you, if you feel like sharing it, please do in the comments, and I will make sure to read every one of them and comment, and we can work through the stuff and the crap and all that stuff together. I think talking about things does help you heal and understand, and maybe get a different perspective of what went down and how you can work through it to feel better eventually. So enjoy your day, enjoy your weekend. Hopefully I will have a vlog at some point over the weekend. It depends on the shit show going on with my mom and my stepdad, and trying to clear out some more of her stuff at her house, and then trying to take care of her because she's not going to be able to walk. I don't know if I have to bring her here or if she wants to stay there if he goes. She's in a boot, so I think she can walk a little bit, but she really shouldn't be putting a lot of weight on it and walking a lot. So we're going to see what happens. I'll keep you updated. All right. You take care of yourself. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you later. Bye.